You have to understand something, brother. When a man stops caring, the entire structure of her world begins to fall apart. Not because he's cruel, not because he's trying to hurt her, but because his absence breaks a system she never knew existed. A system built on attention, validation, emotional gravity. And when that gravity disappears, her mind starts to spin. But here's the twist. It's not love that she misses, it's control. You see, most people think heartbreak happens in the heart. It doesn't. It happens in the brain. Every message, every call, every little moment of attention was feeding her a chemical called dopamine, the same chemical that keeps people addicted to gambling, scrolling, chasing likes, and needing more. So when he stops giving her that attention, her brain goes into withdrawal. It's not emotional sadness, it's neurological panic. She starts checking old messages, scrolling through his profile, replaying conversations in her head, because her mind is literally trying to recreate the hit. And this is where the collapse begins. At first, she'll tell herself she's fine. She'll post quotes about self-love, go out with friends, laugh louder than usual. But behind that smile, her nervous system is screaming. Because the truth is, she's not missing him. She's missing the feeling she had when he cared. That emotional safety, that predictable validation, that invisible safety net she didn't realize he was providing. And this is what nobody talks about. Her biology was never designed for emotional chaos. From the earliest tribes, a woman's survival depended on connection. Her nervous system evolved to feel safe when protected and anxious when abandoned. So when that emotional bond breaks, her body treats it like danger. Cortisol spikes, heart rate increases, sleep disappears. Her entire body goes into survival mode. But here's the part that shocks people. Even if he never raised his voice, never argued, never cheated, his silence can hurt more than his words ever did. Because silence doesn't give closure. It gives the mind an infinite loop of what-ifs. And when a man truly stops caring, he doesn't announce it. He doesn't block her. He doesn't explain. He just withdraws his energy. No arguments, no validation, no reaction. That's when she realizes attention was her leverage all along. When that leverage dies, the illusion collapses. Would you survive that kind of silence? Let me know in the comments. Because what happens next is something most people never recover from. When his care disappears, something terrifying happens. She starts to see herself. Without his attention reflecting her worth, she has to face the emptiness she was avoiding all along. That's the real collapse. Not the breakup, the identity crisis. Because for months, maybe years, her sense of value was measured in how much he noticed her. Now, she has to notice herself. And that's not peace. That's pain disguised as silence. Every memory becomes a ghost. Every place they went becomes haunted. Every song turns into a trigger. And deep down, she knows he's not coming back. Not because he hates her, but because he's finally free. See, when a man stops caring, it's usually after he's cared too much. For too long, with nothing in return. He gave his energy. He gave his effort. He gave his peace. And when he realized his peace was being drained faster than it was being respected, something inside him shut off. Not temporarily, permanently. And here's what's crazy. Once a man reaches that level of detachment, there's no reverse switch. You can't guilt him. You can't charm him. You can't threaten to leave. Because in his mind, he already has. He's no longer trying to win her back. He's trying to win himself back. That's the part she never saw coming. She thought his love made her powerful, but his absence reveals the truth. Her power was borrowed, and now she's standing there, surrounded by the ruins of her own dependency. Because when a man stops caring, he stops feeding the illusion, and reality hits harder than any breakup ever could. But here's the wildest part. His silence doesn't just hurt her emotionally, it reprograms her behavior. See, the human mind craves patterns. When a predictable source of attention disappears, the brain tries to find a replacement. That's when she starts comparing, searching, testing. Maybe this guy will care. Maybe that one will give me the same feeling. But it never hits the same. Because deep down, she's not looking for someone new. She's looking for the version of herself that existed when she was loved. And that version is gone. Meanwhile, he's not angry. He's not cold. He's just done. He learned that peace isn't found in fixing people. It's found in detaching from chaos. And his detachment isn't revenge. It's recovery. That's the difference. She sees it as rejection. He sees it as rebirth. If you've ever reached that breaking point where caring felt like self-destruction, you know what this feels like. Subscribe before you forget, because what I'm about to say next might change how you see relationships forever. When he stops caring, he stops chasing, stops proving, stops explaining. And for the first time in his life, he starts observing. He sees how often he overextended himself, how many red flags he ignored, how often he mistook attention for affection. And that realization, that's freedom. Because caring without reciprocation isn't love, it's self-abandonment. And once a man chooses peace over pursuit, the cycle breaks. Now, the roles reverse. She starts remembering his patience, his silence, his stability. And for the first time, she understands what she lost. Not just a man, but a mirror that reflected the kind of woman she could have been if she'd chosen presence over power. But here's the truth most men never hear. You didn't lose her. You outgrew the version of yourself that needed her. You stopped chasing chaos, and chaos hates being ignored. That's why she's spiraling now, not because you hurt her, but because your silence exposed her truth. When a man stops caring, it's not the end of love, it's the beginning of clarity. And that clarity, it's contagious. Because once a man learns to stay calm in the storm starts fearing him. If you felt this, share it. Someone out there needs this reminder tonight. And remember, care is powerful, but peace is undefeated.